Ever since the How to Train Your Dragon franchise ended in 2019, it has been uneven for Dreamworks. But funny enough, they might just be saved by the bad guys. The Big Bad Wolf, Mr. Snake, Shark, Piranha, and Tarantula form the infamous group known as the Bad Guys, who are finally caught after years of countless heists and being the world's most wanted villains. Until Mr. Wolf brokers a deal to save them all from prison. But before I properly start with my review for The Bad Guys, I want you to start the conversation about it in the comments below. Have you read the books? Are you excited for it? What is your favorite Dreamworks movie? Anything and everything down there. And if you love movies and TV, this is the place to be, so consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss any future conversation in your favorite movies and TV. I want to thank Universal Studios UK and Dreamworks for having me over at an early screening so I could provide this review. This was a film I was not aware of at all before the trailer came out, and even the trailer did not have me fully convinced. But this is a romp and a hoot of a time. I had so much fun watching this film. The visual style of it is so unique, so vibrant, so dynamic. It's got this hard edge on the outlines of the characters. It feels very much like a comic book in movement, quite on the literal sense, where it lends itself very well to these kind of very adrenaline jolted action sequences where every time something starts or something is going, one of those big action sequences that in this film mostly consist of big chase sequences, over the top chase sequences, the animation style just lends itself very much to it, where you feel this sort of kinetic pace and this rising crescendo going into those action sequences. It's also really funny. I had gut-busting laughs throughout this film. Don't get me wrong, there is a ton of kitty humor spread throughout. There's a consistent fart joke from beginning to end of the film that lends itself to the story, but it's still a fart joke. But for the most part, the humor is really good. It works for all ages, and there are quite a few jokes for only the adults, which I appreciate. And the characters themselves are just so fun to watch. In great part, that is due to the amazing cast. We got Sam Rockwell, Awkwafina, Anthony Ramos, Craig Robinson is never not hilarious, if you ask me. We got Marc Maron, Zazie Beetz, Ayoade, Richard, I forgot his first name for a second there. But even more so than the cast, the direction in this film is fantastic. Pierre Perifel, I believe I'm pronouncing his name right, who has worked for years at Universal. He has done a ton of jobs throughout the animation department. This is his feature debut, and he's an incredible storyteller. Just the way the film starts, and you have for a while this one continuous shot without cutting. Obviously it's animation in a certain way that makes it even more impressive, especially given how it goes from that to this big fabulous action sequence, and for the most part it doesn't cut too much. He's got a great sense of pace, a great sense of editing, and a great sense of just telling a story through animation. The film has this fabulous humor about it, where it clearly understands what makes slapstick work, where the animation, despite feeling new, feeling fresh, have this unique visual style to it. It still feels kind of classic in the way it approaches character movement and character dynamics with one another. But it is a film that knows exactly what it is, in the sense that, get this, the premise of this film is the bad guys, they're not really that bad. You've seen that before, you've heard that before, you've seen that story play out, and you've seen how that story plays out. And so that's where you'll find the issues in this film, is that there are not really that many surprises along the way. You can see the character and story beats coming from a mile away nothing surprises you. The villain itself, not only is it not surprising, for a while I don't think the film handles rather well what their motivation is, what they're really after, until well within the second act, almost into the third. So you can nitpick the writing very much, you can nitpick the story itself. It's one of those films that finds its magic, finds that spark of brilliance of what makes it work, not in the concept and ideas, but in the execution. It's with these characters, with the cast that was chose to play these characters, and again, the really good direction by Pierre. The Bad Guys will have nothing that surprises you, but it is a tremendously fun caper. A heist film with an incredibly distinct and creative visual style, charismatic characters, and hilarious humor. This is one that I so hope becomes the next Dreamworks franchise, because I for sure want to see more. I'm giving The Bad Guys a B. But those are only my thoughts on The Bad Guys. Are you excited for it? Have you seen it by the time you watch this video? Should I read the books? Let me know anything and everything down there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you once more to Universal Pictures UK and Dreamworks for having me over at their early screening. And thank you to my channel members Bruna and Stuart for making this video possible. And of course, if you love what you see here and want to see more, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. And there's a ton of videos already up on the channel. There's a ton of videos coming soon. Believe me, very good ones. And so I hope to see you in all those. And until the next one, love each other and love the movies.